All right. So, guys, don't mind how I look crazy right now. It is 1:47 a.m. and I decided that I'm working on a case, right? So a friend of mine called me today and said, "Hey, Doreen, you know what? We're being sued by a portfolio, and we need your help." Now, normally I don't do this. I don't do this for people unless you're in my programs, right? But the dude's my friend. We've known each other almost 20 years now, so it's a long friendship. So I decided I'm going to do it. And I got so excited about this because it's portfolio. Y'all know I do not like collections. Now, I wanted to show you guys the complaint or the statement of claim that portfolio filed. And I cannot because the image that was sent to me, I'm not able to remove my friend's name from it, and I don't want to show her information. So I'm just gonna read it. Whether you guys like it or not, well, that's up to y'all. But I'm not going to show my friends information, and I'm not able to redact it either. So so it goes like this, right? Plaintiff sues defendant for damages and would allege. Now, first of all, portfolio claim that they bought this debt from Citi. How do you have damages? How do you have damages when you knowingly bought debt? Where are you damaged? Like portfolio, we're gonna explain that part. And I have an affirmative defense that I'm gonna use to just shut that down, right? Now, this is an action for damages less than $8,000. So basically, they're establishing that it's less than 8,000 so they can use small claims court, right? And they're talking about defendant obtained and used a Citibank. First of all, guys, I'm denying all these allegations. Defendant did make purchases and charged same to the account, but after statements were provided, like, bro, shut up, portfolio. You have no first-hand knowledge of anything you're alleging here. So I'm denying all the claims, complaints that they're everything, right? Now, what got me really, really interested in this case is that portfolio does not have a case number. So I'm over here wondering if portfolio really filed this case, or is it a scare tactic they're using to coerce payment? Well, I'm going to find out after my friend files the response tomorrow, right? Anyway, but what I can show you guys, because I do believe that I removed her or her information from there. I'm going to show you guys what the response looks like. So I'm not going to go through the entire response, um, but I'm just going to show you guys um, what the response looks like. So as you can see, I removed her name from there, right? So defendants answer an affirmative defensive. Defendant, let's say Doreen Delvante, appearing pro se, files this answer an affirmative defense to the complaint filed by Portfolio Recovery Associates, which is the plaintiff, right? And states the following. Answer one. Defendant denies the allegations contained in paragraphs 1 through 8 of plaintiff's complaint and demands strict proof thereof. Defendant specifically denies that plaintiff has standing, ownership, or admissible evidence to support the alleged claim, because they really have none. What most people don't understand, see, when it comes to a debt collector, guys, the first action being legal action, while it is legal for them to do it, there's other laws in place, like the no parking rule, for example. Portfolio illegally parked the collections account on my friend's credit report. Well, the no parking rule in the FDA clearly states that a plaintiff cannot illegally park an alleged debt on a consumer's credit report without providing notice or contacting the consumer beforehand. That is a federal law violation, right? So I'm using 12 CFR 1006.30, other prohibited practices, to shut it down right away, right? Also, the FDCPA 15 USC 1692 E8, which prohibits furnishing credit information that it is known or should be known to be false, including failing to communicate that a debt is being disputed, right? Now, a lot of times these companies like Portfolio get away with a lot, guys. They get away with a lot of wins because consumers don't know their rights. A lot of consumers don't know their rights. And making the statement of claim probably took me about 30 minutes because I had to get all the information from my friend and compile it all together to show you guys that these crooks are operating from a place of just pure, what's the word I want to use? Deception, right? They're operating from a place of just pure deception, ladies and gentlemen. So the other thing that I know too about credit cards is that 9 times out of 10, credit cards have an arbitration agreement, right? So I also draft a motion to compel binding arbitration because guess what? The arbitration clause is inside terms and agreement. So they assume the role, right? They claim they bought the account. So they assume the role of the creditor. Well, the terms and conditions in the agreement is absolute. So if they're stepping into the shoes of the quote unquote creditor, it means the arbitration clause is absolute. So now what I'm going to do is put in a motion to compel arbitration, right? So putting in a motion now to compel arbitration, I am removing it from small claims jurisdiction and bringing it to arbitration. But the other thing is, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of you don't pay attention to is the summons. Your jurisdiction have rules for civil procedure. An example. So my friend, they were in Jamaica when they quote unquote got served, right? But Brevard County in Florida requires that if a person is being served, they must be personally served or it must be given to someone over the age of, I believe, 15 years old. But none of that happened because the entire family wasn't there. So what they did was they just left it right on the ground, on the floor mat in the driveway. They just left it on the ground. That is lack of service. So there was no service done. Right? So when we're talking about debt collection, guys, there's a lot of things you guys can do to legally cancel debt, to legally get these lawsuits out. And this isn't legal advice. So do not take this as legal advice. All right. I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. Okay. Let's get that part clear. Right. I'm someone who learned that, hey, you don't need to hire an attorney. You can learn this stuff and go defend yourself. But if you're not comfortable doing it, go get yourself an attorney, right? Go get legal counsel. But it's important that you know these things so you can give more information to the attorney, to the lawyer, whoever is handling your situation so that they can accurately get things done. I'm 100% positive when we put in this answer and this motion for arbitration, they are going to settle. I'm 100% positive they're going to settle outside of court, which means we're going to we'll probably ask for monetary compensation. We are going to ask for them to delete the trade line with other conditions, of course. And if I find out, guys, if I find out that Portfolio is using a sham tactic and they did not file this lawsuit and there's no case number, we are going to do a lawsuit, bro. I am gonna go after them viciously. viciously. So if anybody from portfolio is watching this, if you guys are doing sham tactics where you are deceiving consumers, letting them think that you filed legal action and you did not, I promise you, I will be moving this out of small claims and we're coming after you in federal court. Well, that's it, guys. If you guys want to learn this stuff, if you guys want to learn how to evaluate this stuff, if you guys want to, I have some links below, guys. This isn't a pitch to join my program or whatever, but I do teach this stuff. I have a lot of students that I teach this stuff. If this is something you want to learn, the link will be below. You can join my school community. My newest program, Forbidden AI, is where I'm teaching all of this stuff. You can be a part of it, you cannot. The option is there. This isn't a sales pitch. This is just something that I'm up late at night and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a video and share it with y'all on YouTube because I know you guys love consuming the content. And if you're being sued by a debt collector, there's a lot you can do. Do not be silent. Know your rights. A person that does not know their rights have no rights. All right. So this is a video for I'm going to kick portfolio's ass and I will keep you guys posted. Peace. I'm out.